Hi guys, welcome back to another video where today I thought I'd be taking you through some of the biggest names that could be making a move in the January transfer window. I've got 4 names to talk about. I'm going to decide whether to keep them, loan them or sell them outright. And the first one is Lionel Messi, and my God, I'm so happy I'm not in this position as the Barcelona board, because they're doomed if they do and they're doomed if they don't. If they let him go, they'll be the guys that let Lionel Messi go, and they'll receive a fee for him if they let him go in January. But if they don't and he stays to the end of the season, he leaves on a free. And when you let one of the best players of all time leave on a free, it's not exactly the greatest look, is it? I mean, we can scratch loan off of this because he's obviously not going to be loaned out. So would you sell him, or would you keep him? It's a difficult one, like I said. You'd make some money off of him if Barcelona were to sell him in January. Manchester City is said to be interested, certainly offering him a contract which may start at the end of the season. If they were to try and get him in January, maybe they could make some sort of bid if he really wanted to go, and it would just be less than what Messi's worth, because Barcelona really wouldn't have any other choice. There's been loads of talk that Barca need to sell a few players just to try and bring in someone else without the whole Messi debate. Like if they wanted to bring someone like Gini Wijnaldum from Liverpool, Memphis Depay from Lyon, apparently they're going to have to sell a few players first to bring them in. So there's no way that they could be holding out for a ridiculous transfer fee from Messi. If he wants to go, and if a fair enough bid comes in from City, well, then he may be on his way out. If I was Barcelona manager or the Barcelona board or whoever, I would be keeping him. I'm going to put him in the keep pile. You just can't sell Messi. I know that there's so much surrounding this deal and that he may want to leave and all this other stuff. You just can't let him go. Imagine trying to replace Lionel Messi at the end of the season. It's a difficult job. You've got a few months to do it. You're starting afresh. You're making a cut from the end of the season. The Euros happens. And then you go into the fresh season replacing Messi. Imagine trying to do that in January. That is just not happening. I can't see it happening. And yeah, if I were Barcelona boss, I would definitely be keeping Lionel Messi. Next up then, second player on this list, Mesut Ozil. This is a vastly different one to Lionel Messi, because Mesut Ozil isn't currently in the Arsenal squad. He is not in the Premier League squad, which means he can't make an appearance till at least January. On one side, it looks ridiculous that they're paying their highest paid player around 350k a week to just be in exile, to sit away from the squad, to not be involved in anything. On the flip side of this, they've still got a good player on their hands. Like, he is still something that Arsenal could potentially be missing. There have been times this season when you think Arsenal lack a bit of attacking threat. They could use a creative player. So much so, they've been linked to the move for Christian Eriksen, which I think is a little bit of nonsense. But even then, if they needed a player so badly, why not bring Mesut Ozil back? The way it is at the moment is that there is not going to be a team who's going to be so interested in paying money for Ozil. Certainly not big money, the kind of money that you would think from a player who's had the career that he's had and is on the money that he's on. If a team is going to go and pay 350k a week or whatever Ozil wants for a wage, they're not going to be spending a big amount of transfer fee on top of this. So for Arsenal, that doesn't really work out. If they really wanted to sell him, they would have done so in the summer. I can't really figure out what their plans for him are. But yeah, I'm not sure I would keep him. If they really wanted him, they would have put him at least in the squad, like another player who we're going to be talking about in a minute. I don't think they're going to keep him. I think a loan deal would be best for Arsenal. The reason being, Ozil can show his stuff whilst out on loan. He can show why he's a good player. He can effectively put himself in the shop window, and then Arsenal, when it comes to next summer, they can then be like, oh, okay, this is why Ozil's done so well. Well, this is why we're charging a certain fee for him. You've got to put him in the shop window to prove that he's still got what it takes. Because for any other club, they could be like, well, he's only got a few games worth of action in the last, whatever it is, 9 months or so. Right, pretty much since Arteta came in almost a year ago. So there's not really any reason why they can charge a massive fee. So if I was in charge of Arsenal, I'm going to go for loan. I don't think they can sell him just yet. I'm going to go for a loan deal. Before we get on to the next player though, make sure you smash that subscribe button and also give us a like if you're liking this video. Moving on to the next one, N'Golo Kante at Chelsea. I know what you're going to think, Matt, this is ridiculous you're even talking about this, because he's played every game under Frank Lampard this season. He's been brilliant, and yes, he has, but the rumours still persist, and they persist not so much because of what Kante's done right or wrong, but mainly because there will not be an end to the rumours that Chelsea are looking to bring someone new in. Constantly with the Declan Rice stuff, and there's so many players that are always linked with Chelsea, but especially Declan Rice. You just get the feeling that N'Golo Kante isn't quite as indispensable that you would assume someone with his talent and ability would be. A loan one is definitely out the window. There's no way that Chelsea are letting N'Golo Kante go on loan, so I think we can push that one to the side. So do they keep or do they sell him? This will be a tough decision. Again, thankfully, I'm not the one who's paid to make this decision. The only reason they'd sell him for me, and this is quite like the Lionel Messi sort of idea, the only reason they'd sell him is to bring money in to buy other players. If they want other players that badly, they're going to need to bring in some money. Having said that, if they want to bring in other players, Chelsea, there's better players to make money from in their squad. Yes, N'Golo Kante as a one-off sum could probably fetch some around 70 to 80 million, I think, especially PSG have been linked to him in the past. 70 to 80 million as a one-off pick, that'd be great. You can go and spend that on whoever they want to go and spend it on. But he's a star player. And for some reason, players like Mateo Kovacic don't get quite as much of a look in. I'm not saying he'd cost as much as Kante, but if they wanted to raise some money, maybe they could get rid of him. There's rumours that Antonio Rudiger could leave the club, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Kepa. Like, if they wanted to make some money, surely there's other players who can bring in some cash rather than sending N'Golo Kante, who's such a key part of this team. So yeah, if I was in charge of Chelsea, I'm going to go keep. I'm definitely going to go keep. So lastly but not least, Dele Alli. Now you're probably thinking, Matt, it's pretty much the same reasons as Mesut Ozil, someone who's been frozen out of the club. Not necessarily. Dele Alli is still in the Premier League squad. He started fantastically under Jose Mourinho, and it's clear that Mourinho knows that he could be a great player, knows about all his ability, just isn't so happy with his work ethic and what he's bringing to the team. This is where he slightly varies from Mesut Ozil. Having said that, on initial thoughts, a loan deal could be best because Spurs can't exactly charge for someone who's not playing. Like, as someone who's really fallen down the pecking order at Spurs, if they were to go to a club, again, PSG, much like with Kante, have been linked with a move for him, although it's a loan move. If Spurs were to try and sell and say, hey, here's Dele Alli, he's worth 70 million, where's the proof? You can't point to things that he did 1, 2, 3 years ago. That's not good enough for a team now. They need to know what they're getting now, in current fitness, in current form, in current shape, especially in the January transfer window. Is he going to come in and make an immediate impact, or is he going to need to build up match fitness for 6 months? It's not exactly the thing that Spurs really are going to be able to push, especially when they want to sell him. Having said that, if they want to keep the player, Jose Mourinho has been known to make some big decisions like, I don't know, the big signings like Tanguy Ndombele and Giovanni Lo Celso. If they're not pulling their weight, he'll kick them out of the team and bring someone else in. Mourinho will have absolutely no problem doing that at all. So this makes me think the door could be open if Dele Alli impresses in the right game time that he's given, that he could come back into the squad. You know, he got given the game in the Europa League for Spurs and they lost 1-0 against Antwerp. He did absolutely nothing, was hooked at half-time. It seems like all the cards are against Ali, but time is on his side. This isn't a Mesut Ozil situation. I believe Ozil's 31, or certainly will be this season, or 32. Dele Alli's 24. Like, he's definitely got time to turn this around, and because of this, he's such a valuable asset to Spurs. I think they're going to keep him. I think they're going to keep him as a squad player, as someone who could potentially have a resurgence later in the season, and it's just another option to, keep the squad big, keep the squad depth, keep everyone on their toes. Having said that though, for you guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below what you would do with these 4 players. Would you keep them, would you sell them, or would you loan them out? Let me know your thoughts down below, and of course the players you would like to see on the next episode. But that's all from me. Make sure you check out the rest of the stuff we got going on OneFootball here and here, and until next time, I will see you guys later.